Hello guys, it's the Nate Kage here, and today I do want to specify that only 1% of you guys are subscribed, so it'd be nice if you subscribe. And let's go for the what if. We open up with Naruto, Sasuke, and Obito, and Kakashi walking into the Hokage's office. Obito asking Naruto if he can handle talking to their father, and Naruto stays quiet. Obito knows Naruto doesn't hate him, but hates his father, definitely. Obito does look down and starts to frown. Sasuke, trying to lighten up the mood, says that to Naruto, gladly you don't have to talk to him, and it has to be Kakashi, huh? And Kakashi even showing some worry, saying that the fourth Hokage and we're not in good terms right now. It doesn't matter why, just know that it might be a little awkward. They get to there and they get into the room. Then, this is when Naruto, he gets to a certain boiling point. Minato is sitting right in front of him, the father who had neglected him for years. Naruto thinks to himself that he could just kill him right now, end his suffering. But there's one thing that's stopping him. Sasuke. Sasuke can feel the tiniest bit of bloodlust that's coming from Naruto. He places his hand on him, telling him to calm down. Obito explains that they want better missions than just stupid cat chasing. And Minato specifically looks at Kakashi and asks if this is true. Kakashi nods his head and says, yeah, they are feisty. They kinda are really getting tired of just doing chores for people. I wouldn't put it past them if you gave them real missions. Then he asks if all of his members are ready for said missions. And Kakashi saying proudly, yes, all of my teammates are ready to go for such missions, especially my students. And Minato looks at Naruto specifically, and Naruto realizes what's gonna happen. Minato asks again, are you sure all of your students can do this? And Naruto, all he could do is glare back. This does surprise Minato, showing that the kid has guts, and says that I'll prove it. And he says, just make sure Obito's safe. Naruto's hands begin to bleed, not because he was attacked by someone. It was his own fist. He was clenching it so hard that his hands began to bleed because of his nails digging into his skin. He hated what he did there. He didn't wish the whole team luck. He was segregated like before and over again. But luckily Sasuke was there to calm him down. And then the bridge barrel comes in, drunk as ever. In this timeline, Naruto's even more annoyed of him, saying to Naruto specifically that he's not going to have some blonde boy problem child protect him. And Naruto glares at the bridge builder saying that I don't need to. I wouldn't mind filling this one mission. This does scare the bridge builder a little bit, but then he chuckles saying that the kid does have guts and he might be up for the job. They start their mission for the land of waves. On their way there, they're walking. Naruto dead silent. Sasuke kinda wants to start a conversation, but he doesn't want to get Naruto mad. He knows he's contradicting. And then Naruto tells everyone to get on their guard. Almost everyone, more specifically Obito, doesn't realize what's going on. But everybody else kinda understands. Sasuke asks at least why for Obito. And Naruto says, it's strange, isn't it? And Kakashi's like, yeah. Everybody else is confused, and Naruto explains that there's water, a puddle of water. It's been dry for weeks. That makes zero sense, doesn't it? And Naruto even explains it's the land of mist. Think about it, you guys. Sasuke instantly realizes that they might have an ambush, on their hands. They start walking carefully. This means that the attack on the Team 7 by the Mist Ninja don't go well at all. If anything, one nearly dies because one ninja strictly goes for Sasuke, nearly hitting him. If it wasn't for Naruto, he grabs the ninja's neck and forces him down to the tree. He grabs on the neck so hard that the ninja almost couldn't breathe, except for when Kakashi had to step in, telling Naruto that they can't get intel if he's dead, right? And Naruto even says that there are two of them. We can just get the other guy. And this surprises Obito. Not Sasuke and Kakashi. They understand where this bloodlust is coming from. Hatred is power to Naruto. Obito starts asking Naruto to calm down, but this only angered Naruto. And then Obito says, you don't have to kill the guy. And this is when Naruto became quiet. He didn't like it when Obito tried to calm him down. Sasuke says around the same thing, and this is what calms him down. They tie him up, and they continue on their journey. Obito does ask Naruto why he didn't respond to him and only respond to Sasuke. Naruto simply replied with, I find him more of a brother than you will ever be. And they continue walking. The team is silent. Even though Sasuke knew that Naruto-san was his only brother, and even Kakashi knew that Naruto saw him as his only father, his own blood, he hates it that much. There have been times where Naruto even asked Kakashi if he can inherit his last name, since he hated Uzumaki. That name made him so mad. The only reason why he's never gotten Kakashi's last name is because he knew that Kakashi would get in trouble by the fourth. Even if Naruto thought that the fourth didn't care a lot. This is when Zabuza shows up. Naruto, kind of mad at the last attempt, says that you guys are like ants and they just keep coming, huh? Zabuza's surprised and says, you got guts, kid. You're talking to one of the seven swordsmen of the mist. And Naruto, recognizing that name because of Kakashi, knows to stay on alert, but Obito, being reckless, says that one of the seven swordsmen of the mist might butt. It looks like you're not even part of it, huh? And directly goes for him, using a flying Raijin. And teleported behind them, trying to use a Rasengan, but it misses. Naruto tells Obito that those stupid tricks father taught you are not going to work with him. Obito saying that father believed in me. He continued with his flying Raijin assault, but each time Zabuza would dodge, saying that he's too slow. Nothing with the fourth Hokage. And punches Obito directly in the jaw. Across the face. A clean hit. Throwing Obito into the water. Naruto, not fazed, just in his normal stance, saying, our only job is to protect the bridge builder, not attack the enemy, you dumbass. And tells Sasuke you need to go protect the bridge builder. And tells Sasuke that your Sharingan would help protect him the most. Obito's too reckless, and I'm an offensive person. And so is Kakashi. Kakashi is surprised that Naruto's taking a leading role, and kind of happy that he trained him right. Says to Naruto that we should probably get this guy done and over with already. but he is one of the seven swordsmen of the mist. So Kakashi tells Naruto that he prefer him to just have his back, only come in when necessary. And Naruto telling him that as long as he doesn't have to sacrifice him, he won't care what happens. This is pretty much everything that happened in the original what happens here. Kakashi gets trapped, and Naruto and Sasuke, they cooperate way better, and the freeing of um Kakashi happens a lot faster because they already thought of moves like Naruto using Shadow Clone and transforming into a Shuriken and throwing at Zabuza. They already thought of those types of moves anyway. So pretty much everything that happens in that fight kind of happens, but switch Sakura with a Obito. I also want to specify that Obito, what he looks like, is just a black-haired, no, sorry, a red-haired version of Naruto, and Naruto still looks the same. Although I might do something about his hair because I feel like Naruto would dye it black or white, so I might do something about that on the thumbnail. Anyway, continuing on. Continuing on, Naruto, well, he realizes Haku, and Haku does, quote unquote, kill Zabuza and takes him. But Naruto said something that Zabuza seemed odd. Not Zabuza, I mean Haku. Haku seemed odd. And Kakashi saying that Naruto is free to express his beliefs, and Naruto says that if he was chasing him this long, why did he wait until the battle was over? If he could just end him in one shot, why didn't he do it at the beginning? And don't give me that stupid excuse that it took him too long. He must have felt the chakra from the water dragon technique. And Kakashi saying that maybe he was just a little bit slow. But we'll keep your theory in note, Naruto. For all we know, hell, it's a ninja war. That could have been a spy for Zabuza to trick us. But then again, it could be Anbu. We can never know yet. They get to the bridge builder's house, and this is when the kid tells Naruto that being a hero does not exist at all. Naruto and Sasuke excel at the treetop climbing because, number one, they had Kakashi as a trainer for a lot of their years. Number two, they already knew each other and they get along just fine. So any secrets they share with each other just to get better. They get to the top of the tree way before Obito does. And Obito wishes that they're trying to learn how to do it way perfect. See, Obito does excel at it too, because Minato is his trainer too, so he does it really quickly. Now, the kid saying that there's no hero, Naruto's speech to him is a lot different. He says that a hero will never exist, only Avengers. Heroes can't exist. The concept of heroes is weak. A hero is to show how weak you are. This tells the kid that, yeah, heroes don't exist, only strong people, it's just pretty much telling the kid that he's right, but wrong at the same time, And Kakashi has to talk with the kid, saying that he's lucky that he at least had a parent that loved him. Naruto's parents never loved him. Even I had to take care of him for a while. Kakashi does tell the kid that Naruto is going in the path of darkness, but maybe one day he'll go back to the light again. At least that's what he thinks will happen. So Naruto doesn't oversleep. He goes to the bridge on time with everybody else. Obito almost oversleeps if it wasn't for Kakashi just waking him up. And this does mean that the bridge with his wife does get captured and the kid dies. But this will be important, later, so. So what happens is that the kid, well, he doesn't really die. He does, because what Naruto gives him shows that he should just let his parent go. And when his parents see, because Naruto and Sasuke are well within their fight with you know, uh Haku, and the way it goes is way different. Yeah, it's more of stalling for time and all that, trying to wear him down. But when Haku quote unquote kills Sasuke, that's what everybody thought. Naruto, he has a certain type of mode. Like I said, he was like his dojutsu activates, which would be the Sage mode, right? But he also it has part of the nine tails in him, so he does have zero tailed mode too, on top of Sage mode, which boosts his power even more. And when he says "I'm gonna kill you," he actually means it. He almost kills Haku, almost to the point where Haku wouldn't be standing. We cut later to Kakashi fighting Zabuza and Obito protecting the bridge widow. I forget the mob boss's name, so his name's just gonna be Mob Boss. I honestly forgot his name. I didn't like him. I didn't care about him. I thought he sucked. You know, I'm sorry if anyone was fan of him. I legitly forgot his name. But he shows the bridge builder his wife and says that he'll drop her in the ocean the river, if he just doesn't comply. This tips off Naruto kind of. But this is where Obito says that it's his time to shine. And he goes for the mob boss. He throws his wife, and Obito had a choice here. He had the choice of either saving their wife or going after the mob boss. And Obito, being betrayed by Minato, he goes to save the wife. Yes, Minato still has like a sense of justice, and he would try and change it into the son Obito. Obito just saves the wife, and Naruto walks to the mob boss with rage in his eyes. He goes through the whole gang. He doesn't give Zabuza his talk, and Naruto nearly kills almost everyone, but he's having trouble because at this point, his chakra mode, he calls it, has ran out, and he's only going off Zero Tails mode. What happens basically is that Zabuza, this is his talk no jutsu to Zabuza. And Zabuza starts to realize that maybe he could change his ways. And then Kakashi throws Chidori at him. And this is when Haku steps in the way. And Zabuza calls Haku a fool. With Naruto fighting the mob boss to protect the bridge builder, and even Obito. This shows Zabuza that maybe bad people could change or something. Maybe he can do one right thing. So he gives Naruto his sword. And this is when Naruto goes in the biggest killing spree he'll ever go to so far. He pretty much kills almost anyone who's in his way, and almost accidentally kills Obito if Obito would. He dodges in time, but this doesn't really pause Naruto or phase him. Obito even feels like Naruto wanted to kill him on purpose, but then he goes to the mob boss and chops his head off, sending him flying into the river. And then Zabuza would kneel down and ask Naruto to do a difficult thing and kill him. He wants to die with Haku. Naruto tells him that he would grant his wish and that he was a great warrior. And he had fun fighting him, at least. And chops Zabuza's head off. This shows Kakashi and pretty much everyone else who's alive that Naruto has the will to kill and the will to protect too. Which this stirs up and kind of gets the Nine Tails to sort of respect Naruto, showing that he will do what needs to be done, and he even respects people sometimes. But he says nothing on the matter with Naruto, not yet at least. And Naruto walks away. And he tells everybody that we still have a mission and we succeeded. After this, Naruto isn't the same. The kid is reunited with his mother and his grandfather. Everything goes back. It's just Naruto who changed. Naruto sort of kind of has a bloodlust feeling around him if anyone goes near him. To put it basically, anyone would be scared and or feel unsettled when near Naruto. He almost seems like he hates everyone. This bloodlust feeling only goes away if Kakashi and or Sasuke are near him. Obito still feels like his older brother hates him. But Obito thinks to himself that maybe Naruto would forgive him one day. And then this is when the Chunin exams has been announced. And the written test, honestly, it could happen the same way. His intelligence is boosted, so you'll pass either way. But let me just say that Gaara feels more connected to Naruto than the original. Realizing that Naruto has that will to kill, just like Gaara does. Neji takes a liking to him, kind of, with his silent type attitude. Neji also knows that he's strong because he's trained by Kakashi, and everybody knows that one little fact. At least the important people know that little fact. And Rock Lee doesn't really sense the same of intrigueness in Naruto that he does than Sasuke. So he would fight Sasuke, but Naruto doesn't intervene or anything. It's actually Obito, and he gets wrecked really fast. And yeah, the written test happens like literally Naruto would pass or something, which I guess implies that Sasuke would pass with ease, and Obito would be the one who would not even do a single question. Next is the Forest of Death, and this one goes a bit differently. You see, Naruto, Sasuke, and Obito, they because of Naruto's will to kill, and the fact that he has chakra mode and how Sage mode works, they would be one of the first ones to actually get the scrolls and get to the tower. Yeah, Orochimaru doesn't find Sasuke or anything. There's no like redeeming thing about Obito. It's literally they get done quick. This is because of how Kakashi trained Naruto and Sasuke, and especially how Minato trained Obito to try and get things done as quick as possible. You know, like to not drag anything on. So they pretty much get done within the first 2 days. I would say it would take them 2 days roughly. They don't get done first, but 2 days seems quick anyway. And yes, the preliminaries still happen. Naruto still fights what was his name? Cuba or something stupid like that. I don't like him either. But yeah, but the Naruto Uzumaki barrage doesn't happen. Sasuke still performs the lines barrage, but he doesn't have a curse mark. So like he's not like late to the next round. Anyway, so Naruto, he doesn't do the Uzumaki barrage. He he does fight Cuba and win anyway with his physical strength alone. Not let alone that he knows a special type of jutsu that he can't reveal right now. Then the real Chunin exams exist. Naruto still pledges to defeat Neji, kind of, because Hinata would be one of the ones who honestly believed in Naruto and who was really kind to Naruto. So seeing her fail like that got Naruto angry at Neji. And this is when we get to the fight of Naruto versus Neji. Naruto would test the waters. He would use 5 clones to charge at Neji with full speed. And Neji would use his 8 palms rotation. And Neji thinks he's all that. So does pretty much everyone. But Naruto, he jumps back. And he goes on top to the wall of the Chunin exams. He starts walking down it a little bit. And Naruto does some hand signs. And then there's a rip in the tear of the wall. These are this Sage mode. You know, the dojutsu he has. And then sounds of 1,000 birds chirping. Naruto running at top speed, yelling Chidori, And Neji trying to use his 8 palms rotation mixed with the Dodori. Naruto hits Neji. It's not point blank. The Dodori kind of wore out, but he still hits him. Neji isn't on the verge of dying or anything though, thanks to his 8 palm rotation. But it is clear that Naruto won the fight, and Naruto wins. Sasuke seeing this kind of feels. Oh, Sasuke seeing this kind of feels underwhelmed. Not underwhelmed, overwhelmed actually, because he never knew Naruto had this type of jutsu. And then to Kakashi asking him why he teach me that, and Kakashi's saying that well it takes a while and it's a lot of taijutsu. I would teach you, but maybe after the Chunin exams. Besides, I feel like you're gonna pass anyway. And then Sasuke's like, yeah, but I'm facing him. Gotta. And then, even though Kakashi's like, he's a strong opponent, but I believe in you. Remember, you've still had at least a year of training. You probably perfected your fire style, and I've helped you perfect some of your Sharingan. You got this, buddy. And remember, Sasuke kind of had like at least a good bit of taijutsu, and especially since he was training with Kakashi for like a hot like year, like a good year, and the fact that Sasuke learned the Sharingan in a month, not the Sharingan, I mean the Chidori in a month, I believe most of his jutsu would be top tier at least. You know, I'm not saying he's like strongest. I'm not saying he knows Chidori, but he at least knows how to fight way better, like against God now. Anyway, so Sasuke versus Gaara happens a lot similar to the original, but different. Around the time he uses Chidori, since he knows he can't use it, he uses a jutsu he created on his own. He goes to top of the pillar and starts waving the hand seals for the fire started fireball jutsu. But then he jumps in the air, jumps directly towards Gaara, and then he says fire style, sun release jutsu. And then he would create a fireball that's hot enough to be considered the sun. But it's not as hot as the sun, but you know, it's in the shape of a giant orb, so he calls it sun release jutsu, and hits Gaara's sand, which in a funny way creates his sand into ice, and not ice, sorry, into glass. And then everybody starts kind of laughing, more of Sasuke laughing at his own jutsu than at Gaara. But then Gaara is in his half Fukaku form, and everybody kind of realizes it's getting a bit serious. Sasuke opens his Sharingan, and even though he didn't have it before, this means his jutsu is gonna be higher. And he says, bring it, ugly boy," and just insults him, making him mad. And he charges at Sasuke. Sasuke does another sun release jutsu, but since he's in the Sharingan, it's twice bigger and twice stronger, and kind of has to hold off, half-tailed, like legitly half-formed Shukaku on Gaara, and this is kind of hard for Sasuke at first, but he does adapt to at least the fighting style, and he thinks to himself, if I could just adapt to his speed is really the big problem. And he's dodging all these. He's like, maybe I got it. Then again, this kid's trouble. And he goes to the top of the pillar again, and he does the jutsus for the the phoenix flower. And then he says, fire style, sun release jutsu threefold, and shoots 3 different versions of it. Basically, 3 different giant orbs at Gaara to make it 3 times stronger. And Sasuke's behind Gaara's unconscious body in a crater, and then Gaara collapses, and Sasuke starts walking towards the exit. But as he's walking up the stairs, and Naruto greets him, like he says, hey, those jutsus of yours are really destructive. And he goes for a fist bump, but then Sasuke misses it, passing out. Naruto kneeling for Sasuke, he says, I don't blame you. That's a lot of chocolate you produced, buddy. And this is the first time we see Naruto smile as he realizes he gets to fight Sasuke in the next round. And the tuning exams are gonna go a bit different. This is when they would crash. I just want Sasuke and Gaara to fight. But when they crash it, the third Hokage still dies. Naruto still fights Gaara, but he doesn't use the same speech. He tells Gaara that he understands the pain of loneliness. He understands the pain of neglection. But he says that he overcame that pain with the pleasure of having a friend, and tells Gaara that he'll be his first friend. Gaara, being shocked at this, he starts to cry a little bit and says that would be really nice, and passes out. Yeah, Naruto does not meet Jiraiya, at least not like intended. I think he would meet Jiraiya after this because Jiraiya would understand. Remember, he's in town still, like, and I think Jiraiya would sense Naruto's giant chakra. And some might be wondering how Naruto fought a tailed beast. I would say that Naruto did not necessarily fight a tailed beast, of more like trying to get the Gaara, so he had to like dodge tailed beast attacks. But I think this would be possible considering the fact that number one, Naruto knows Chidori. Number two, he uses Sage mode. Number three is all he has to do is get the Gaara and knock him out up there, and Fukaku will retreat. So I don't think we need to know the summoning jutsu, and not just that, let alone the fact that he has Minato there, and Minato does not die. The third Hokage does die, asking Minato to let him handle it, and Minato goes after his son Obito, who followed Naruto. So it's literally just a tailed beast versus, and this is the one-tailed beast versus the fourth Hokage, Obito, Obito Uzumaki specifically, Sasuke Uchiha, and Naruto Uzumaki. So I do believe that they would beat the One Tails. Considering how well everybody was against the Nine Tails, so I don't think this would be out of the imagination. So yeah, back to the story. And Minato would hear everything Naruto says, and he doesn't really regret anything he's done to Naruto. But he does realize that Naruto has great strength since he can, like, just get that insane amount of chakra, even more than his prodigy son Obito. In Minato, he would basically, because, like, remember, he still is a bad father in this timeline. Like, he's a bad person, like, to his Naruto specifically. He would walk up to Naruto, and Naruto would start to faint, saying that he kind of hates the fact that the last memory he's gonna have so far is you. Like, he doesn't want to pass out yet, because the last person he doesn't want to see before he locks out is he doesn't want to see him, and he tells him this straight on. Like, he even tells him he hates him for everything he's done to him, and he wouldn't even know why. And Minato sits down with Naruto and says that, to be honest, I don't know why either. It's just, I just hate you. And this is when Naruto realizes that there is no way he can get his father to love him ever. He's like, I really do hate you, Naruto. And this is Minato. And Kakashi's hearing this too, and he doesn't want to intervene, not yet. Sasuke is passed out, so he wouldn't be able to hear it. Obito was passed out too because of the fight. And Sasuke is the only one that would be, just hanging in there, because this was a really big battle, Naruto start the blackout in tears, saying that at least give me a reason, idiot. And Minato says maybe it's because the fox that nearly killed your mother is inside of you. And Naruto, looking puzzled, saying, "You're mad at me for something I didn't even do before I was born." And this, mixed with the years of neglection, the hate that his father had for him, this tips Naruto over the edge. When he found out that Minato hates him for something he didn't even do, this is when he swore to the heavens in his mind, because if he said it out loud, his plan ruined, that Minato would meet his end to the hands of Naruto Uzumaki. And I think this will be great to leave it off here. I'm gonna explain the Dojutsu, the Sage mode, real quick. So it acts kind of like how Sage mode acts, only when it's activated, he constantly is gathering natural energy, like just straight up natural energy, like all the time. Meaning, and there's a certain limit of how much he can have, and it basically stores it up. But the only reason why we run out is either A, the natural energy runs out, or B, he has too much chakra and needs to release it, and his body would naturally not absorb natural energy anymore. It's kind of like how, like, when you breathe, you can't breathe in forever. You have a limit to how much air you can, oxygen you can have in your lungs. So you need to exhale. It's kind of like how that works. Anyway, I had fun, just talking, kind of. It's really nice to do this, and God, it was 30 minutes. I didn't think I'd make it this long, and I kind of am sad because this means that the videos could be really long. I do hope you guys subscribe. I'll do another video. I might be focusing on this series because I do have an interesting path I wanted to go. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye.